Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, last time we heard of all the troubles in Ul'dah and Nanamus planned to abdicate the throne, and Alphinaud asks us to help his soldiers with catching a black market weapons trader or something. Anyway, Ilbert. Now then, we should make for a burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape, with me, Desiree. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my man and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? No? Then let us be off. Good luck, friend. Who goes there? Adventure? Damn fool, you shouldn't have come here. I am. No, let's overtake Titan. Oh, did I accidentally hit you? Sorry, hold it please. Kill her and be done with it. Worthless, all of you. This ends here. I don't understand. What's this all about? Gilbert, what happened here? As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him and drew a hidden blade and lashed out, but before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked and this was the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Leveilleur will be most disappointed. Damn it all, golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slip past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskrite southwards. We suspect it may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames over brass plates. Alas, we are here to aid them. They are in no position to aid us. But at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment. And this is anything but. That sounds very fishy. I will join the first in the hunt for Duskwight sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ulda in my stead. And trust them to the third Yu Hase. He will take care of the rest. Oh, confiscate. Mustn't forget the crate, right? A wish wished for me to thank you for helping us to rescue her from the customs sentry. How fortunate that we could meet so soon. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You've my deepest thanks for your assistance on Kerfus. Now, what brings you to us this day? This crate is for you, apparently. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Understood. Once we've catalogued the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? We all stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldan merchants who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that this information was not completely erroneous and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Allian, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again. I don't think that Riol is so inexperienced or clumsy that he would make that mistake. Desiree, a word if you'd please. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Thanks for indulging my request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commands means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. These Duskwights we were chasing. Latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself. Not before the fighting started and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. There are plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third give the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I have a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. Desiree, can you hear me? This is Sataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Thank you for coming so quickly, Desiree. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady by all indications. The Rising Chorus. Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep him waiting any longer, shall we? At this point, it would be more unnerving if he spoke plainly. Unexpected tidings from the north, borne by the Lord Commander II. What manner of wind blow this day?
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard-Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard-Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard-Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Well, of course.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianji stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is a wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of a worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step of his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Belze attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought of his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sorma, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's cerulean engine failed and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of a Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its water and crystallizing aether for miles around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emeric's wishes, our Dorman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There's much to be done and precious little time to do it. Before I depart, I must needs speak with the antecedent in private, if you would be so kind. Oh god, if that chart monstrosity actually returned to life, I don't know what I would do. That Lady Knight from Ishgard cuts quite a gallant figure, doesn't she? Though it may seem tedious when compared with smiting of terrible foes, poring over crumbling skulls is one of a science's most important duties. Okay. I'm pushing ahead with my research as quickly as I dare. The next time you face an Ascian, I would have you fight with a proper weapon in hand. Something about crystal formations? Now, in the southeast of Mordona. There's a boat ready for us. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Custom Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The custom supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperate in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then, the Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again. Well, from here that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances we want, yeah, we can't see him because it's foggy. Normally you can see him in the distance now, right? But if it's assurances we want, you have no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabited the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans, who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Keeper of a Lake is now accessible. Our next dungeon. Now, this is a rather short episode, but I would prefer to have Keeper of a Lake as its own thing. Or I cut only in the end of a dungeon, though I think Keeper of a Lake should be seen in its entirety. Anyway, I end it here for now, and how I cut it I think about later. Until next time, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.